Excellency XiJinPing, President of the People's Republic of China, and invite him to address the Assembly.
Mr. President,
各位同事
dear colleagues,
，70年前，
70 years ago,
我们的先
the
辈
earlier
经过浴
generation
血
of
奋战，
mankind fought
取
heroically
得了
and secured
世
the
界
victory
反
of the
法
world
西战争的胜利，
anti-fascist war,
翻过
thus
了人
closing
类
a
历史
dark
上
page
黑暗的
in
一
the
页。
annals of human history.
这一胜利
That
来之
victory
不易。
was hard won.
70年前，
70 years
我
ago,
们的先
the
辈
earlier generation of
以远
mankind,
见卓
with
识，
vision and foresight,
建立了联合
established
国
the United Nations.
这一最
This
具普遍
universal
性
and most
代表
representative
性
and authoritative
权威性的
international
国际组织
organization
寄托
has
人类
carried
祈愿
mankind's hope for a new
开
future
启合作
and
新时
ushered
代。
in a new era of
这一
cooperation.
创举
It was a pioneering
前所未有。
initiative never undertaken before.
70年前，
70 years ago,
我们的
the
先
earlier
辈
generation of mankind
各方智慧
pulled together their wisdom
制定了联
and
合国宪
adopted
章，
the Charter of the United
奠
Nations,
定了
laying
现代
the
国际
cornerstone
秩
of
序
the
基石，
contemporary international order
确立了
and
当代国际
establishing
关
the
系的基
fundamental
本准
principles
则。
of contemporary international
这一
relations.
成就，
This was an achievement
影响
of
深
profound impact.
主席先生，
Mr. President,
各位同
dear
事，
colleagues,
9月
on
3
the
日，
3rd of September,
中国
the
人民
Chinese
同世界
people,
人民一
together
道
with the world's people,
隆重纪
solemnly
念了中国人
commemorated
民
the
抗日战
70th
争
anniversary
与
of
世
the
界
victory of
反
the
法
Chinese
西战
people's
争
war of resistance against
胜利
Japanese
70
aggression
周年，
and the world anti-fascist war.
作为
As the
东
main
方
theater
主战
in the
场，
East,
中国付
China
出了
made
伤
a
亡
national
3500
sacrifice of
多
over
万人的民
35
族牺
million
牲，
casualties in its fight
抗
against
击了
the
日本军
majority
国主义
troops of
主要兵
Japanese
力，
militarism.
不仅实现
It
了
not
国
only
家和民
saved
族的
itself and its
救亡
people from
图存，
subjugation,
而且
but
有
also
力
gave
的
strong
支援了
support
在
to the
欧
forces
洲
against aggression
和
in
太
the
平洋战场
European
上的
and
抵抗力
Pacific
量，
theaters,
为赢得
thus
世界
making
反
a
法西战
historic
争胜利
contribution to the victory
做出
of
了
the world
历史性贡献。
anti-fascist war.
历史是一面
History
镜
is
子，
a mirror.
以史为鉴，
Only by drawing
才能
lessons
避
from
免
history
重
can the
蹈覆
world
辙。
avoid repeating past
对
calamity.
历史，
We should review
我
history
们要心
with
怀
awe
敬
and
畏，
human conscience.
心怀良知。历史无
The
法改
past
变，
cannot be changed,
但未来
but the future
可以
can
做
be
到。
shaped.
铭记
Bearing
历史
history in mind
不是为
is
了
not to
延续仇
perpetuate
恨，
hatred.
而是
Rather,
要共
It is
同
for mankind
引以为
not
戒。
to forget its lesson.
传承历史
Remembering history
不是
does
为
not
了
mean
纠结
being
过去，
obsessed with the past.
而是
Rather,
要开
in
创
doing
未
so,
来
we，aim to create a
让
better
和
future
平的
and
薪
pass the
火
torch of peace
代
from
代相传。
generation to generation.
主席先生，
Mr.
各位
President,
同
dear
事，
colleagues,
联合国走
the
过
United
了
Nations has
70
gone
年
through
风
the
风
test
雨
of time over the past
见
7
证了各
decades.
国
It has witnessed
为
efforts
守
made
护
by
和
all
平、
countries
建设
to
家
uphold
园、
peace, build
谋求
homeland,
合
and
作
pursue
的探
cooperation.
索和实践。站在新
Having
的
reached a new historical
历史起点
starting
上，
point,
联合
the
国
United
需要
Nations
深入
needs to
思
address
考
the central issue
如
of
何
how
在
to better
21
promote
世纪
world peace and
更好地
development
回答
in the
世界
21st
和平
century.
与发展这一重大的课题。世界格
The
局
world
正处
is
在一
going through
个
a
加快
historical
演变
process
的
of
历史性进
accelerated
程中，
evolution.
和
The
平发
sunshine
展
of peace,
进步
development, and progress
的
will
阳
be
光足
powerful
以
enough
穿
to
透
penetrate
战
the
争、
clouds of war,
贫穷、
poverty,
落
and
后的阴霾。
backwardness.
世
The
界国际
movement
化
toward
进
a
步发展，
multipolar world
新兴
and the
市场
rise of
国家
emerging
和发展
markets and
中国家
developing
崛起，
countries have
已经
become
成为不
an
可阻挡的
irresistible
历
trend
史
of
潮流。
history.
经济全球
Economic
化
globalization
社会
and
信
the
息化
advent of an
极
information
大解放和
age
发展了社
have
会生产
vastly
力，
unleashed and boosted social productive
既创
forces.
造了
They
前所
have
未有
both
的发
created
展机遇，
unprecedented development
也带来
opportunities
了需要
and
认
given
真
rise to
对
new
待的
threats and
新
challenges
威胁、
which we must face
新挑战。
squarely.
大道
As
至简，
ancient Chinese
天下为
saying goes, the greatest ideal
和
is to
平
create
发
a
展、
world
公
truly
平、
shared by
正
all.
义、民
Peace,
主
development,
自
equity,
由
justice, democracy
是
and
全人类
freedom
的
are the
共同价
common
值，
values of mankind
也是联合
and
国
the
的
lofty goals
崇高
of
目
the
标
United。Nations.
目标
Yet
远
these
未
goals
完
are
成。
far from
我
being
们
achieved,
仍
and
需
we
努
must
力。
continue our endeavor to meet
当
them.
今世界
In today's world,
各国
all
相
countries are
依存，
interdependent
休
and
戚
share a common future.
我们要
We
继
should
承和弘
renew
扬
our
联合国
commitment to
宪
the
章的
purposes
宗
and
旨和
principles
原
of the
则，
UN Charter,
构建
build a new type of
以合作共赢
international
为核
relations
心的
featuring
新
win-win
型国际关系，
cooperation,
打造人
and
类
create
命
a
运
community
共
of
同体。
shared future for mankind.
为此，
To achieve this goal,
我们需要
we
做出
need
以
to make
下
the
的：
following efforts.
我们
We should
要建立
build
平等
partnerships
相
in
待、
which
互
countries
谅
treat
互
each other
让、
as
互商
equals,
互谅的伙伴关系。
engage in mutual consultation and show mutual
联合
understanding.
国宪章
The
贯
principle
穿
of sovereign
主权
equality
平等原
underpins
则
the UN Charter.
世界
The
的
future
前
of the
途
world
命运
must be shaped
必须
by
由
all
各国共
countries.
同掌握。世界各
All
国
countries
一律平
are
等，
equals.
不能
The
以大
big,
压
strong,
小，
and rich
以
should
强
not
凌弱，
bully the small,
以富
weak,
欺
and
贫。
poor.
主
The
权原
principle of
则
sovereignty
不仅体
not only
现在
means
各
that the
国
sovereignty and
主权
territorial
和领土
integrity of
完
all
整，
countries
不容
are
侵犯，
inviolable
内政
and their internal
不容
affairs
干涉，
are not just subject to interference. It also
还应体现
means
在
that all countries'
各
right
国
to
自主
independently
选择社
choose
会制
social
度
systems and
所发
development
展道
paths
路的权
should
利
be upheld.
应当得到维护。体现在各国
And that all countries' endeavors to promote economic and social development and improve their people's lives should be respected.
我们
We should be committed to multilateralism and reject unilateralism.
要奉
We
行
should
双
adopt
赢
a new vision of
多赢
seeking win-win
共赢
outcomes
的新理
for
念，
all and reject the outdated
扔掉我赢
mindset
你输
that one's
赢得
gain
通
means
吃
the
的
other's loss
旧思维
or。that the winner shall take all.
协商
Consultation
是
is an
民主
important
的
form of
重要形
democracy.
式，也应该成为
And
现
it
代
should
国际
also
治理
become
的
an
重要
important
方
means
法。
of exercising contemporary
要
international
倡导以
governance.
对话
We should resolve
解
disputes and
争端
differences through dialogue and
协商
consultation.
化分歧。我们要在
We
国际
should
和区域
forge
层
a
面
global
建设
partnership at
全
both
球伙伴关
international
系，
and regional levels
走出
and
一条
embrace a new
对
approach
话
to state-to-state relations, one that features dialogue
结伴
rather
而
than
不结盟
confrontation
的
and
国与
seeks
国
partnership
交往
rather
之路。
than alliance.
大国之
Major
间相处，
countries should follow the principles of
不冲突，
no conflict,
不对抗，
no confrontation,
相互尊
mutual
重，
respect,
合作共
and
赢。
win-win cooperation in handling their
大国与
relations.
小国相
Big
处，
countries should treat
要
small
平等
countries
相
as
待，
equals
践行
and
正
take
确
a right
义利
approach
观，
to justice and
义利
interests
相
by
兼，
putting justice
义重
before
于利。
interests.
我们
We
要营造公
should
平正
create
义、
a security
共建
architecture
共享
featuring
的安全格局。
fairness, justice, joint contribution, and shared benefits.
在经济全
In
球
the
化的
age
时
of
代，
economic
各国
globalization,
安
the
全相
security
互
of
关
all
联，
countries is
彼此影
interlinked
响。
and has impact on one
没有
another.
一个国
No
家能
country
凭
can
一
maintain
己
absolute
之力
security with
谋
its own
求自
effort,
身
and
的
no country
绝对安
can
全，
achieve stability
也没
out
有
of
一个国
other
家
countries'
可以
instability.
从别国的动荡中收获稳定。弱肉强食
The
是
law of the
聪明法
jungle
则，
leaves the weak
不是
at the
国与
mercy
国
of the
相处之
strong.
道。
It is not the way for countries to
雄兵
conduct
黩
their
武
relations.
是霸道的
Those
做法，
who adopt the high-handed
只能
approach
搬
of
起石
using
头，
force
砸
will
自己
find
的脚。
that they are only lifting a rock to drop on their own feet.
我们要摒弃
We
一切
should
形式的
abandon
冷战思
Cold
维
War，mentality in all its manifestation and foster a new vision
合
of
作
common,
可持续
comprehensive,
安全
cooperative,
的
and
新观
sustainable
念。
security.
我们要充
We
分
should
发
give
挥
full
联
play
合
to
国
the
经济
central
安理
role of the
会
United Nations and its
在
Security Council in
止战维
ending
和方面
conflict
的核心
and
作用，
keeping peace,
通过
and
和平
adopt
解决
the
争端、
dual approach
强
of
制
seeking
性
peaceful
行动、
solution to disputes
双轨
and
并
taking mandatory actions
化干
so
涉
as to turn
为欲。
hostility into amity.
我们要推动
We
经济
should
和社
advance
会领域
international
的国际合
cooperation in
作，
both economic
齐
and
头
social
并
fields
进，
and take a holistic approach to addressing traditional and non-traditional security threats so as to prevent conflicts from breaking out in the first place. We should promote open, innovative, and inclusive development that benefits all. The 2008 international financial crisis has taught us that allowing capital to blindly pursue profit can only create a crisis, and that global prosperity cannot be built on the shaky foundation of a market without moral constraints. The growing gap between rich and poor is both unsustainable and unfair. It is important for us to use both the invisible hand and the visible hand to form a synergy between market forces and government function, and strive to achieve both efficiency and fairness. Just concluded UN Sustainable Development Summit adopted the post-2015 development agenda. We must translate our commitments into actions and work together to ensure that everyone is free from want, everyone has access to development, and everyone lives with dignity. To build a sound ecology is vital for mankind's future. All members of the international community should work together to build a sound global eco-environment. We should respect nature, follow nature's ways, and protect nature. We should firmly pursue green, low-carbon, circular, and sustainable development. China will shoulder its share of responsibility, and China will continue to play its part in this common endeavor. We also urge developed countries to fulfill their historical responsibility, honor their emission reduction commitments, and help developing countries mitigate and adapt to climate change. China's vote in the United Nations will always belong to the developing countries. I wish to take this opportunity to announce China's decision to establish a 10-year, $1 billion China UN Peace and Development Fund to support the UN's work. To advance multilateral cooperation and contribute more to world peace and development. I also wish to announce that China will join the new UN peacekeeping capability readiness system, and has thus decided to take the lead in setting up a permanent peacekeeping police squad and build a peacekeeping standby force of 8,000 troops. Join the new UN peacekeeping capability readiness system, and has thus decided to take the lead in setting up a permanent peacekeeping police squad and build a peacekeeping standby force of 8,000 troops. I also wish to announce that China will provide a total of $100 million of free military assistance to the African Union in the next 5 years to support the establishment of the African Standby Force and the African capacity for immediate response to crisis.